This is Joshua Farrell, documenting my first take on my prototype for my fourth year project, which is an audiobook. I'll be doing an audiobook on the Penguin Classics, Early Irish Myths and Sagas by Geoffrey Gantz. This project is just audiobook only. I do not own any rights towards these stories, which are all Irish legend and myths. This book is documented by Geoffrey Gantz and Penguin Classics, copyright where needed. And here I will be documenting my first recording session on the audiobook. Okay. Here I'll be using a Zoom recorder supplied by the LIT Clonmel. Book set. Now, recording begins. The birth of Chu Chulain. Introduction. The birth of Chu Chulain exists in two quite different versions, one going back in written form to the now lost book of Drumshanachty, the other being somewhat later. Is it an earlier version than is presented here? Alright, start again. The birth of Chu Chulain exists in two quite different versions, one going back in written form to the now lost book of Drumshanachty, the other being somewhat later. It is an The birth of Chu Chulain. Introduction. The birth of Chu Chulain exists in quite The birth of Chu Chulain. Introduction. The birth of Chu Chulain exists in two quite different versions, one going back, in written form, to the now lost book of Drumshanachty, the other being somewhat later. It is the earlier version that is presented here. Chu Chulain, like Conrhair Mar, has two fathers, but the story of his birth is clearly corrupt. In the original version, Lug must have come to Deachtain. Perhaps as a bird, in the strange house, and slept with her, and left her pregnant. In this version, Deachtain's visit to the Bruig accomplishes nothing, and there is no connection between Lug and the tiny creature in the copper vessel. Lug himself was one of the most important Irish deities. His continental counterpart, who was probably named Lugos, is identified by Caesar as the Celtic Mercury and the most important of the Celtic gods. And he gave his name to a number of European towns, including Lyon, Leiden, and Liegnitz. In Irish literature, Lug is the most prominent of the Tuatha De Danád. In Irish literature, Lug is the most prominent of the Tuatha De Danád in the Second Battle of Maug Tuired. While it is thus appropriate that Chu Chulain, the greatest Irish hero, should be his son, the tradition that makes him so may not be very old. The last section of the story represents a not refined attempt to explain why Chu Chulain was known as the son of Chu when his real father was Lug. Like the birth of the Welsh hero Pryderi, like the birth of the Welsh hero Pryderi, the birth of Chu Chulain is contemporaneous. The birth of Chu Chulain is contemporaneous with the birth of a horse, and each hero subsequently receives the animal as a gift. Chu Chulain's birth, however, is marked by other portents. The appearance and guidance of the flock of birds, which clearly is from the other world, and the great snowfall. The event takes place, oddly, at Brug na Boinde, Newgrange, a site associated with mythological tales, and not with those about the Ulad, but it may have been chosen to underline the assertion that he is of divine origin. That Chu Chulain is the son of Conchobar's sister suggests a system of matrilinear descent in Ireland. Chu Chulain is also like the Pryderi, in that the name by which he is best known is not the one he is given at birth. His original name, Setanta, means one who has knowledge of roads and ways, and would have been suitable for a divinity whose influence was widespread. Chu Chulain is also like the Pryderi, that the name by which he is best known is not the one he is given at birth. His original name, Setanta, means one who has knowledge of roads and ways, and would have Chu Chulain is also like the Pryderi, in that the name by which he is best known is not the one he is given at birth. His original name, Setanta, means one who has knowledge of roads and ways, and would have been suitable for a divinity whose influence was widespread. His original name, Setanta, means one who has knowledge of roads and ways, and would have been suitable for a divinity whose influence was widespread. That was my introduction. And end recording. And end video.